Hello, successful people.
Welcome back to the Iron Fire Success Channel. I'm DK.
And I'm Mo.
Thank you to our subscribers.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome.
In today's video, I'm going to share 5 things you must know about the S8 Pro Ultra RoboRock robot vacuum,
including how to set up a 2.4 gigahertz network.
I'm going to give you some basic information about this RoboRock S8 Pro Ultra robot vac, and then we're going to jump right into some of the things you need to know before buying one of these. So some basic information, and I guess one of the most important things about buying one of these is that you will not be running back and forth changing water or changing the dust bin. And that's because this thing will come back to the docking station after it finishes vacuuming, and it'll empty the dustbin, it'll clean itself off, it will get rid of the dirty water after mopping, it'll fill itself with clean water before mopping, and when this comes back to the docking station, it will dry off the wet mop head. I'll show you what the bottom of this looks like. This way you can see where the rollers are, where the mop head is, and you'll see that there is a small brush that is sticking out the side of it. You can't really see it when it's docked, but you can see it as it's working. And I'll show you what that is. So on a basic level, the instructions are pretty good, pretty easy to follow. I think the app is pretty decent as well. I will say the app is good. I wouldn't say it's great or fantastic. It took a little bit of getting used to know how different things were categorized and how to use it. What came with this was the disposable dust bags, this information booklet. We have some other booklets here, like I said, all easy to understand. I bought floor cleaner. It did not come with this. This is the solution to put inside of the water that this uses to clean the floors. I decided to buy this one as opposed to something else because this thing costs a lot of money and I don't want to mess up my floors or the robot vacuum. I'll put a link down below in the description box to these various accessories and this floor cleaner that we purchased, as well as I'll put a link to the exact model of this particular RoboRock vacuum that we purchased. I bought replacement side brushes. See, the one that's on there is black. This is the same thing in white. I bought some extra mop pads, and I think this is extra dust bags. I think this may have been included, and maybe I bought the box. I can't remember, not sure. Okay, now let's get into the things you really need to know about this before you buy one of these. I'm going to change my number 1. I think number 1 is you need to know if you have enough space to put this. In the instructions, it says that you should have about 1.5 feet, I think, above it, and that you should have at least 2 feet free in front of it. So that's just something to know. And I think this looks, I didn't measure it, but it looks to be about a good 2 feet wide. This from side to side here. The depth, I would say, is maybe about 2.5 feet. Don't quote me, folks, I could be wrong, but it looks like it takes up a decent chunk of space here. So next, let's talk about how I've seen online and read things where people who have multi-level homes have bought more than one robot vacuum. So I guess that's one thing you need to know, is that this does have a setting in the app for single or multi-level homes. That leads me to believe that you could pick up this robot and bring it upstairs or downstairs, or somehow you must be able to use one of these things for a multi-level home. So check that out first before you assume that you need to buy 2 of these. Next, you can program this to clean your house in various ways. So this is going to map out your whole house first. Then you get to name each room, and you can decide if you want to group rooms together to form zones. So my kitchen and dining area, for example, is one zone. Now, when you get ready to set it to clean, you can decide which rooms you want it to clean, and in each room's description, you can edit it to include what kind of floor surface is in that room. So you can pick carpet, you can pick if there's a threshold, and for folks that have wood floors that might be laid in a certain direction, whether horizontally or vertically, you can actually tell this what direction the floor tiles or wood is laid out, so it'll go in the same direction and not against it. Okay, the next thing you need to know is that this will vacuum over carpet. There are various settings. You can get it to power vacuum over a carpet. You can have it avoid or go around rugs on your floor, or you can set it to mop while also cleaning a rug, because if it knows the rug is there and you put it on that setting, it's called dynamic lift. It will lift up so that the mop head is not touching your rug. Vacuum the rug, and then once it's off the rug, it'll go back to vacuuming and mopping your floor. So I thought that's pretty cool. Another thing you need to know about this is that this does not work on 5G. And this is very important because while this is Wi-Fi enabled, you see, this needs to be on a 2.4G home network. Now, most people don't have a 2.4G home network unless you have something else where you had to set it up, but we didn't. We have 5G. So I'll show you real quick what we had to do to set up the 2.4G network in order to make this Wi-Fi enabled connected to the app. This is how we set up the 2.4 network for our RoboRock cleaning robot. So you opened up the app for GPTC, that's our internet provider. You could do it on your phone or on your computer, and you're going to go to My Network.
Then there's a plus for us to add a network.
So you're going to add a network.
And there's his options here. The top one is add network. I'm adding a network.
And it says select type. So that says guest or custom.
We're going to do a custom.
Okay, custom. What's the next one? Network name. So you would name it for whatever it is. You named ours for the robot vacuum. Band.
Now this is where you're going to want to choose the 2.4 gig band, the second option there.
Oh, sorry, I touched it. 2.4 gig band. Okay.
And give me just 1 second here.
It was on WPA 2.
Yeah, I'm not actually going to add one, so I'm
and then
just doing it so that they can see it.
Make a Wi-Fi password for that.
Right, you create a password for it, something different than your other network, and then you save it.
And click save, and then that's it.
And we're going to go back here, and as you can see, our network is already added here. I'm not going to click on it because it has IP addresses and stuff like that in there, but that's how you add the network for your RoboRock.
Thank you. The next thing you need to know about this is that when this is in the mode where it is cleaning off the mop head and it is drying off the mop head when it's finished mopping, I think the drying noise that this thing makes is kind of loud. So if you have this set where it's close to a bedroom or close to somewhere where you're trying to relax and you run it on the mop, when this comes back to the docking station, it's going to wash and dry off the mop head, and that's kind of loud. Now, I saw in the choices on the app where it does have a nighttime mode, or I guess it just does everything quieter, or maybe it'll adjust the settings and the timing of when it's done. I've never done that, but just know that if you don't want to hear the loudness of all the sounds this thing is going to make when it's cleaning itself off, be mindful of when you run it. The next thing that I'll say you need to know about this is that there are a lot of videos, helpful guides, and other information out there in case you do get stuck performing a particular function on this robot vacuum. So don't be intimidated or afraid by all of the things you have to pick in the app. There's a lot of help out there for this. I've had this now for almost a year and I've had no problems. I hope this information is helpful to you. If you're considering buying a robot vacuum, the RoboRock S8 Pro Ultra, I think it was a great choice. Right now, this model is under $1,000 because we are coming up on the holiday shopping, Cyber Monday, and all of those other discount days. However, one good thing to do would be, if you didn't want to get it now, put it on your wish list in Amazon, and then it'll give you notifications. Amazon will give you notifications when the price has dropped. Thank you for joining us.
Please subscribe for more content about new home construction and model home tours in and around San Antonio.
And subscribe to continue to follow us as we continue to turn our new construction house into a home.
And as always, until next time, be peaceful, stay prayerful, and count your blessings.